I'm going on an adventure! Hi, I'm Joe, and today we're pushing forward with the Deck of NPCs project. For starters, just to give you a heads up on where this project is at, I let this project get a little bit away from me last year. The Deck of NPCs page on allfunniesandgames.com is not up to date, and I think I might have lost a save file or two. I have lost control. I could take responsibility for this, but I have instead elected to blame the pandemic. Somehow. So watch for the site to be updated in the next few days, and I will try to recompile what I've made so far. In the meantime, I'm going to throw some more fun characters into the mix. I'm already behind what's a little bit more behind. To kick us off, let's take a look at GrandBankss, a Halfling potions master. His alchemical acumen is acknowledged at least one town over in every direction, and as far as quests go, he's deeply interested in potion samples from dungeon delves, so that he can study the methods of potioneers past. In addition, he's got supply lines for common ingredients, but he will routinely be in the market for some of the rarer or harder to find components. After Combi, we're going to have a combat NPC again this week, and for this one I wanted to go for a gladiatrix. This being a Latin word, gladiator is the male version, whereas gladiatrix is the Latin version, using the Latin suffixes. Female version, using the Latin suffix. Obviously, there is not a Latin version of Latin words. This one here is a half-orc. Her name is Etrucia Bloodletter. I went for a pretty stylized arena armor with one of those off-of-one-shoulder capes, all kind of to fit the arena fighter aesthetic. And to fit in somewhat with the historical role of these fighters, although, I will say, depending on your world, it might make more sense or fit the tone of your game better to have gladiators just be a job a person can have, right? Similar to a professional athlete of today. Historically, gladiators were slaves, but go with what makes sense in your world and what doesn't bring the tone of your game down, right? So anyway, to fit in somewhat, though, with the historical role of these fighters, I think a fun quest hook would be to have her being a popular fighter who nevertheless has some trouble securing the endorsements that most fighters are able to get, somewhat due to prejudices about half-orcs not really having discerning tastes as far as trends go. You know, she recommends this olive oil, the public might be like, oh, that's fit for half-orcs, I'm not eating that. So that could be a direction to go with some storyline stuff. Beyond that, I'm actually going to have it that she grew up looking up to other gladiators and gladiatrixes, the ones of the last generation before her current stable of fighters were the ones doing all the ring fighting, and she will pay collector prices for paraphernalia. Finally, we've got Maidra Tip, a half-elf maid for local nobles. She has got a 100% done with this demeanor. No nonsense to a T. Not exactly what you would expect nobles to put up with, but the last time the family tried to dismiss her, they realized that they had long ago forgotten literally everything that they would need to tell a new maid. For real, they couldn't find their keys, they didn't know the organizational layout of the wine cellar, all of their most recent contacts for things like butchers and greengrocers were for shops that had gone out of business long before. She was able to secure a pretty sizable raise on her return. She runs the house like a dozen spinning plates and might conceivably buy anything at all on any given day for household purposes that are clear to no one but her. She also knows basically everyone in town, and she has heard every iteration of the latest gossip, and has a frightening instinct for knowing which version of events is actually the true story. So here we have the first batch of NPCs for 2021. Hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you for watching. Please share the video with a friend or several friends, and let me know in the comments if there's anything you'd like to see me draw in a future video. Later, y'all!